Looks like I am live. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. This is the first ever group coaching session. So bear with me as I work out all of the kinks. Doesn't look like anyone has joined yet. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about what these live coaching sessions are, what to expect, and if you're watching a replay, how to become a part of the next coaching session. Okay, so basically, I developed these live group coaching sessions as a method of allowing people who are enrolled in a self study course to gain coaching with me. Because, as you may or may not know, I'm in the process of phasing out all of my one-on-one coaching. Soon, there will not be any more one-on-one coaching available. And I wanted people to also get questions answered, to benefit from what it's like to interact with me. I wanted as many people to be able to experience this as possible. So I developed this idea of a group coaching session. And I'm going to be holding these at different times. The only people that can participate are people who are currently enrolled in a self-study course. So which courses apply? It's basically every course that does not include coaching with me. Right now, the only coaching course that is still available is the financial workshop. So that one would not qualify. But the courses that do qualify are the 25-day challenge for manifesting a specific person, the specific person workshop, as well as manifest anything fast, attract constant communication from a specific person, and last but certainly not least, the self-love challenge. I do think the self-love challenge is the most special of all of the courses, and the reason for that is because everything starts with self-love and self-concept. So I do think it is my most beneficial course that I offer. Now, I want to say that if you are already enrolled in one of these programs, you need to email me so that I can add you to the list to get these updates as to when I'm holding these group coaching sessions. And I will send you the secret URL. It will be a special link that will be announced maybe a few days beforehand. It really depends on my mood in any given moment. But you will definitely be notified of the time. You will be asked to RSVP. That way I can plan on how many people are going to be there. I want to try to answer as many questions as possible. Being that this is the first ever session, I'm going to explain a little bit more about it. But future sessions, basically what I'll just do is jump right into answering questions. I will list the link below if you would like to purchase a package. If you would like to purchase a course, not a package. I'm so used to saying that wording, but that's going to be pretty much outdated now because now I'm just switching to all self-study courses and holding these group coaching sessions. The cool thing is you get to interact with me, you get to see my face, and anyone else is going to be chatting in the chat window. So we've got someone who joined me. Hello. It's actually saying no one is here. Is there anyone else here? If you are here, can you give me a hello? Yes, I guess Divya. Did I pronounce it correctly? I probably didn't. I'm terrible with pronunciations. So do forgive me. I'm sure I said it wrong. But it looks like, honestly, you are the only one here right now. So you get to start by asking me a question. Go ahead, go for it, and I will be happy to answer. I hope you're still there. While I'm waiting for this lovely person to type the message, I am going to actually answer another question that was submitted by someone who couldn't be here. And I do want to also mention that if for some reason you get the announcement and you're like, I can't make it in time, like that time doesn't work for me, you can in fact email me your question and I will answer it on the live show, time permitting. It really depends on how many people show up. As you can see today, only a handful of people knew about this. I'm assuming more people will enroll and sign up and let me know they want to be a part of this, after I release this video. But this is such a basically new concept that only a handful of people were notified. As you can see, I think we only have one person, and she hasn't asked me a question yet, but that's okay. I am going to answer this other question. And once again, the email address is veronicaisles@gmail.com. If you've already purchased a self-study program, you do have to let me know, as I'm only alerting the new people that purchase the courses and adding their names. I'm not backtracking and contacting you if you had previously purchased a course. So you do have to let me know that you want to be a part of it. VeronicaIsles@gmail.com. But if you do purchase a self-study course, I will in fact ask you from now on, since this is now what I'm doing. At least it's experimental right now, so we'll see how it works out. But the one question that was submitted to me had to do with remote seduction. This student had enrolled in the 25-day challenge for manifesting a specific person. And she asked about remote seduction. She said she had actually never heard of remote seduction before my course. And she did some research on it, I guess, online, and she noticed that a lot of people were suggesting to do it for 30 days, 30 days in a row, and what my thoughts were on this. And in all honesty, I have a lot of thoughts on remote seduction. When I first read about it, it also gave that advice to do it for 30 days in a row. And from my own personal experience, I've found that this actually isn't necessary. Doing something for 30 days in a row, like making that mental plan in your mind, it kind of implies this idea that you will be manifesting something for 30 days straight. Like you wouldn't actually be receiving it, as if, you can only receive after the 30-day marker. And we want to receive right away. Like we want to open ourselves for receiving ASAP. Like we don't want to wait 30 days for something. At least I know I don't want to wait 30 days for something. So I wouldn't make the plan to do any sort of manifesting routine for the next 30 days, because then it's like you're saying, well, I can't get results until after then. What I would do with remote seduction, my version of remote seduction is a lot different than a lot of them that you may read, and maybe these other versions have worked for other people. But I know in my own evolution, because I've personally used it, it's not really important to follow these hard and steadfast rules. Basically, instead, it's just a form of sexy visualization. It's like using very sensual and sexual and romantic type things and implementing that in a visualization. And that could be fun. Like that can be really high energy. Like that can really supercharge the way you feel during a visualization. Like we find those sorts of thoughts exciting. So I would definitely say to enjoy it. Do it for whatever length of time feels good to you. Do it whenever you feel inspired. And what I mean by inspired is that you don't feel required to do something. Um, Inspiration means you feel like it's exciting, like you want to do this because you're enjoying the way the thoughts and the feelings are making you, like the state that it's putting you in. It's not because it's a requirement, or if you don't do it or else, it's not going to happen. Like it's none of those things. Basically, you're doing a technique, and this really goes for any technique: remote seduction, any sort of manifestation technique, visualization, saying affirmations. You're doing it because you're loving so much the way that doing that activity is making you feel. And that's the only reason why you're doing it. You're not doing it because you feel obligated, because it feels like work. You're not doing it for any of those reasons. You're doing it because you enjoy the state that it's putting you in, not because it's going to get you something, not because you're attached. You're like, well, if I do this, then I am attached to getting a particular result. You're doing it because it feels good in the moment. And those feelings that you generate that have no attachments, those are the ones that make you a magnet to the very thing you seek. Okay. Do we have someone else here? Is anyone here? This is starting to get embarrassing. Can anyone say hello? Am I connected to chat? I mean, I knew there'd be kinks to work through, but no one seems to be here. If anyone was here, they could have like a private session with me. But I guess no one's here. In all honesty, I may end it early because no one came. But again, I do think once I release this video, I think that, however many thousand people watch this will then be acquainted with what these group sessions are and what they're supposed to do so that that way they can be present for the next one. Because again, had one person showed up or had Divya asked a question, like you would have literally had the whole half an hour with me. Right now, I'm making them a half an hour. They may be longer depending on demand. Who knows? Maybe after I release this video, there'll be a ton of people rushing to be in it. So the next one will have like 5,000 people. Maybe not that many. Divya's here. Hello. I'm happy to answer your questions. We can hang on for 30 minutes. That's what we were planned. I just didn't think anyone was here. Do you want to ask a question? I think that was yes. So I'm happy to answer. I have no idea what to talk about in the meantime. I'll wait till she types, but I don't really want there to be a silence. So what do I talk about? I'm really excited. I feel blessed and happy. I hope everyone else is feeling inspired right now too. Um, the self-study courses, there are a ton to choose from. The financial workshop course will be retired as a coaching program in mid-April. So if you're looking to still do coaching with me, that would be the one to take. However, after April 18th, it will only be available as a self-study course. Which is what I did that with my self-love course. That was originally a coaching program. So if you did only buy the coaching program, unfortunately, that doesn't qualify you to receive access to these shows. Um, you know what? Unless Devious says anything, I think I am going to talk about some of the most common mistakes that I see people making in terms of manifesting. And I think the number one mistake that I see people making is basing their mood or their inner state on what the frustrations of the past or sort of the absence of having the full realization of your desire. So basically, you choose to feel uneasy or unsettled. It's like you're refusing to let go of your attachment to needing this particular thing so badly. And this especially happens in terms of manifesting a specific person. And I think that's why a lot of law of attraction teachers have always shied away from teaching this particular aspect of manifesting. It is something I am actually phasing out as well. I feel like I have too many videos on that subject already. I've got so many courses. I feel like people could benefit from other types of videos, other types of material, other types of courses. Oh, we have a question. Okay. I don't know what I was saying before that, but let's answer Devious question because I'm so excited that someone is actually taking the advantage of the situation and taking the group coaching. Okay. I want to improve my self-love and self-concept belief system. Okay. Um, Feel free to interact. Feel free to type as I talk. Right now, it's like all of your show. You get the whole show. So feel free as I start talking to ask me more questions or just type responses. I guess that's how we'll do it. We're sort of experimenting in the show. But self love starts with wanting to feel better about your relationship with you, primarily for you. Not because it's going to get you a relationship, not because it's going to get you money, not because it's going to get you success, but because you genuinely want to feel better about you. You want to feel better in your own skin. This unconditional acceptance of yourself. It is a conscious choice you make. It's something you want to do for the pure pleasure of granting yourself a more peaceful, a more relaxed state of being. When you have a better relationship with yourself, you have a higher self concept. When you wake up in the morning, like it feels that much more exciting to start your day. I know the difference between when I was not embracing self love and not embracing that higher self concept, the difference between that and the way I was existing before. and there's a huge difference. Now, as an added bonus, obviously, every area of your life is going to improve when your self love improves because you are no longer accepting sort of that mediocrity. You are no longer wanting to be stuck and settling for less. This can be within a relationship. Like when you think higher of yourself, you no longer are able to accept, someone in your life who isn't giving you the best. And the cool thing is the rest of the world around you adapts. It can change. It can because it's responding to your new vibration, energy, whatever you want to call it. There's so many different words that we use, but it's basically, there's a lot of words to describe the same thing. I would actively work in terms of self love, self concept. You have to be very, very gentle with yourself. Like, you can't bully yourself into loving yourself. Like, the two don't go hand in hand. Um, Raising self concept, it's important to note that things can improve even before your self concept is better, like remarkably better. If you feel you have a low self concept right now, like you don't have to wait until you reach a certain point to start seeing miracles, to start seeing breakthroughs. In fact, anytime I have ever made the choice that I want to implement more self love or that I want to improve my self concept, I have felt so much better almost immediately. And something really special ends up happening. Whether or not it's something small or something big, something definitely changes pretty much immediately. And I would say that this comes with an absolute choice. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen my video from Sighișoara. I'll link that below. But when I first started my journey of manifestation, it was a beautiful June day. I know I said that like 5 times in the video. But basically, I was done. I was done with the old. I was ready to embrace a new self concept. I was ready to love myself in a way that I'd never loved myself before, even if it meant nothing was going to change in my life. And you do have to make this choice for you. Like, you have to love yourself more for you because you want to do it for you. It's not going to work any other. Um, I have a ton of good videos on self-love, and honestly, this is why my self-love challenge, the 25-day self-love challenge, is the course that I'm most proud of. And I like to include my own experiences. It's important to note that self-love is a decision that I make constantly. I don't want to say that I wake up making the decision because obviously right now I'm completely glued to self-love, but it's important to note that sometimes we go through these funks. And even recently, I've had a few where I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't know why we do that. As much as I have attained in my life, it's so ludicrous to think that there have been moments where I've been like, the law of attraction isn't real. Like, our egos want to attach onto this human experience so much. And I want to say that thoughts like that cross my mind. They haven't recently, but within the last couple years, there have been low moments because knowing about the law of attraction and consciously creating your life doesn't mean you won't have low moments. And I think sometimes we continue to see this contrast to make the loveliness that much sweeter. Um, and it's nothing to shy away from. Like, challenges will come. It's your strength and determination, and then the sweet feeling afterwards that grants you those moments of bliss. But again, it is a choice that I am making all the time. Now, when you get used to making this choice of self love and a higher self concept, it becomes easier. Like in the beginning, if you have a really low self concept, really, you're used to kind of bullying yourself instead of loving yourself. It's going to feel like a lot of work, but it's going to get easier. And just simple things like talking kinder to yourself, letting yourself have moments of relaxation, letting yourself have these moments of listening to your needs, standing up for yourself. A lot of times when we hear about like a term like everyone is you pushed out, We think that if someone wrongs us, we're not allowed to speak up because we manifested it. I hate that. It's so awful. You're allowed to speak up and voice your feelings, and that is an act of self-love. And anyone that tells you you shouldn't do that, you really shouldn't be watching their videos. You really shouldn't. Do we have any more questions from Divya? Is there anyone else here? Because I know more people RSVP'd than this. Next time I send out the message and I say RSVP, I'm going to say, please only RSVP if you are actually going to be there, not if you are planning to watch it on a later event. Because see how it works is I have this mailing list comprised of new people that have bought courses. I think it's just like in the last week, because I think I just got this inspiration within the last week to do this. Um, and it was just those people who were added to the list, as well as a few other people that have previously purchased my courses that just happened to see my posts on social media. And I said, hey, if you previously purchased a course, you want to be a part of this live show, email me. And so I sent this link to those people. And I had a lot of people RSVP and they're not here. Okay. I am going to close this off because I honestly can't think about what to talk about. I will show my lovely ring off though. My manifestation. I have two rings. One I manifested for Christmas and one I manifested on my birthday as an engagement. I want to show off my ring. I love all of you. I'm wishing you the happiest day ever. If you'd like to be a part of the next show, I haven't actually announced when that's going to happen yet. Honestly, I think I'm going to wait until enough people know about this so that way the next show can be a little bit more lively. But thank you, Divya. I appreciate it. I'm sure I totally messed up your name. It happens. I try. I mean it with love. I love all of you. Have an amazing rest of your day.